What is up, McManus and fam? We are back with the UFC 330 Makhachev versus Ian Machado Ferry. Full card recap. It's over. Um, and I don't know if I want to celebrate. I mean, I do want to celebrate, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm really kind of upset about this. Not really, but Islam Makhachev beats Ian Garry by unanimous decision, as I predicted. But I just think it was pretty boring, man. It was boring. Yes, I'm so happy that Ian Garry lost. I'm so happy that he lost. Um, and round two made me smile so much. But really, 25 minutes, 22 significant strikes landed, and 29 from Ian Machado Ferry. Like, what are we doing, man? Islam Makhachev, low key, he is not. He's scared to fight at welterweight. He is scared to fight at welterweight. I think he should go back down to 155, if anything, because he is scared to fight at welterweight. I'm so tired of this. He he proved against JDM that he just wants to lay on top of you, and then he proved again here that all he wants to do is just get a body lock on you and hold you down. He doesn't want to strike, doesn't want to make any risks. He just wants to just smudge decision wins. Like that's and the build up of this, he's brother. He better learn how to tap. He going to tap. I'm going to finish Ian Garry in under 3 rounds. You didn't do anything. Round two, you you look good. Okay, round two was beast mode. Round two was absolute beast mode. However, other than that, come on, man, really? We're just gonna body lock and not throw any ground and pound, not throw any strikes at all. And that also kind of goes for Ian Garry. Ian Garry, I think he won rounds 3 and 4 was very close, and I can see people who give it to him. Um, he needed to be more active. He was legitimately standing directly in front of Makhachev, no foot movement, just no movement whatsoever. He would just kind of stand there and faint a little bit, and it was like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? So it's like I don't know, and I know Prates is next, and I'm praying Prates sleeps his ass. I'm praying Prates goes out there, and when this inbred, sludge monster comes in there and shoots for a takedown and a body lock, I hope Prates is smart enough to know I'm going to rain elbows on this dude's forearms. Peter Yan taught us that. He showed us these guys who hold us down, if we can just break their forearms with our elbows, they won't do that as much. So if he goes out there and the second that Islam gets a body lock on him, Ian Garry did it in like the third and a little bit in the fourth. He needed to do that way earlier. Um, it was I don't know, lackluster performance. I'm not surprised. I said that this was what was going to happen. But round two was very entertaining. For the 10-second clip that Instagram got with the clinch into a couple strikes, Ian Machado Ferry landed a bunch of body strikes, and right when they break the clinch, Islam throws up a just like a straight punch into a head kick and sat Ian Garry down, and then he gets this absolute slam of a takedown and just proceeds to land on top of him. And it's like, oh my god, why can't you just like take risks and go for finishes, man? It's at times like this where I'm like, where's Dustin Poirier, man? I miss Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier made that fight fun, man. He made Islam grit down and fight. And yes, I don't like that Dana White in the press conference after was like, Ian Garry, what was he doing, man? He didn't take any risks. If this kid like round five stopped hugging and giving kisses and stuff, he would have actually made this entertaining. And I do agree, but you also have to say the same thing about Islam Makhachev. You also have to say, yeah, these guys that live on the same hill, on the same mountain, in the same country, all fight the same where they don't take any risks and they just kind of sit there and make these fights so boring. Dana White will never admit that because Ali Abdelaziz is in his pockets. So I don't want to hear. I mean, do I hate Ian Garry? Yes, I despise Ian Garry. When he got head kicked, I jumped out of my seat at the thought of him getting slept. I was so excited, and it never happened. So it's like I'm excited that Ian Garry lost, but I'm also like disappointed that it wasn't as good as a fight as I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be a close fight. Was it a close fight? Yeah, kind of. Ian Garry won round 3, and round 4 was close, and then Islam Makhachev just held his back the entirety of round 5 and didn't change anything. So it's like, whatever, man, whatever. I don't really care. Ian Garry, I think, should fight Michael Morales next. I think that should be next because Morales is like, 10 months I'll fight.
10 months I'll fight with Prates. Prates will fight Islam Makhachev, and then we will fight Prates, right?
No, you should be active. You should fight somebody because Bonfim and Brady are booked now. I don't like that fight. It should be um, Bonfim, JDM, and Brady versus Amosov, but that's okay. At least people are fighting. Morales should fight. Prates should get the next title shot, and I'm cool with him waiting. I'm cool with him waiting. And he said, and Makhachev did say he wants to fight again before the end of the year, 100%. So do December Prates Makhachev. We've got time, so do that in December, 100%. Or January. Just do that fight and make Machado Ferry versus Morales. It's like a co-main event to like a stacked card. You could do that in like November. You realistically could because Ian Garry realistically took no damage, and Morales has just been sitting around twerking and doing nothing, wearing thongs all day. So it's like these guys have got to do something. Whatever. I need to move on. This whole card was there's a lot of other things. Kenzie Dern versus Gillian Robertson. If you picked Gillian Robertson, you are actually a troglodyte. You are an idiot. This looked like the fight from iCarly. The if you know what I'm talking about when they put Carly in the ring against some sort of like I can't remember if it was an amateur or pro mixed martial artist, and she just kind of held her leg the whole time. That's kind of what this reminded me of. And Dean Thomas, Gillian Robertson's coach, retired from coaching after this fight. He retired from coaching. And I don't blame him because, well, it is pathetic, but also, when they showed the locker room warm-ups, Gillian Robertson was hitting pads. It was the funniest clip. I haven't seen anybody post about it. It was the funniest clip I've ever seen. I was crying. It was so funny. Like, it shows Mackenzie kind of just sitting there, laying down, doing whatever. And then it shows Gillian Robertson, and Dean is just holding pads straight up, and she's just kind of hitting rapid uppercuts, just meow, 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 meow. Just the total, like, most bitch made uppercuts, little pitter patter strikes I've ever seen. I was crying laughing. And I was like, everybody who put money on Gillian Robertson, first of all, you're an idiot. But second of all, if you see that, you're like, ah, it's over. Like, I should not put money on this chick. And Duran goes out there, and I'll say this Gillian Robertson has zero power on the feet. She couldn't kill. I don't know. I don't think she could break like a wooden board. You know when they do that in karate and taekwondo when they hold up a board? I don't think she could break one. I don't think so. She also looked 100 pounds lighter than Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern looked ginormous out there. And just went and just spam takedowns, got ground and pound. The scrambles were fine. They weren't great. Was popping her on the feet. Won every single round except for round 5. And Dean Thomas, every single corner, he'd go, all right, basically, what you got to do out there, you got to go out there and you got to win this round. You got to punch her and you got to kick her. Let's go for that. Nice. And then round 5, he's like, man, I don't know what the fuck you got to do. You're fucked, man. It was like, dude. And then he announces on air, he's like, I'm done. I'm done. I told her I would take her as far as I can go, and this is as far as I can go. It's like, bro, what was the game plan for this fight? Seriously, what was the game plan for this? Um, Long story short, watching this fight, I didn't really care. Wasn't very entertaining. Was more entertaining. I mean, Mackenzie Dern landed more combined strikes than Islam and Ian Garry combined. So that's something. But and at least had a submission attempt as well. If she would have choked Gillian Robertson out in round 1, then I would have been sitting here being like, wow, that was awesome. But she didn't, and we had to wait 25 minutes. But long story short, Zhang Weili absolutely beats the brakes off of Mackenzie Dern and Gillian Robertson. Where is she? She needs to stop doing silly little dances and doing makeup tutorials on Instagram and come back here and beat the brakes off this chick. And save this division again so we can see Weili versus Fatima Klein. That would be an awesome fight. Yeah, I mean, good job, Mackenzie Dern. You beat this girl who weighs 100 pounds less than you. And low key sucks. Like, she did not look good at all. She did not look good at all. Um, but whatever, man. Whatever. Next fight. Jalen Turner versus Kyle Fernandez. Bro, I was saying this, that Kyle Fernandez is not that good. That he beat Harry Hardwick, and that wasn't that impressive. And Jalen Turner literally goes out there and slimes him out instantly. Oh man, that felt so good to get at least a prediction right. Um, yeah, man, Cal Fernandez went for like a spinning elbow and missed it, and Jalen Turner just popped him right in the nose, and he went down, and then just ground and pound strikes, and he was out cold instantly. Um, yeah, man, I'm happy about that. And can we give Jalen Turner to Drew Dober? Can we do that fight? Can we finally get Jalen Turner versus Drew Dober? See if the curse is real. See if it really is. See if the accusations are true. See if all of this is not a lie. See if Drew Dober can really do it. Um, let's just do that fight, please, 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 please. Um, not much more to break down. This guy, Cal Fernandez, looks like the burrito from Sausage Party, and is not very good. Yeah, not much more need to be said. Do you know that clip from Shannon Sharp where he goes, "That's why they say you worse than Hitler. That's why they call you the N-word." That's how every single person felt watching Mansour Abdul Malik get bitched by Dustin Stoltzfus, who is terrible, but he looked good against Mansour Abdul Malik. Like, what? This guy sucks, man. Mansour Abdul Malik, what the hell were you doing, bro? You fight Cans, then you fight Yusri Belgarui, and he beats the brakes off of you, and now they give you another layup fight. Dustin Stoltzfus, who's 17-8, or he was 16-8, and you get bitched. Bitched. So, Dustin Stoltzfus hurt him on the feet bad, which led to the takedown. Gets the takedown, and I thought he was knocked out cold when he gets the takedown in the second round and hit him again. I thought he was out cold. Like, his face didn't move, and he was just kind of bleh. I thought he was out cold, and then he immediately just locks up the rear naked choke and gets him to tap instantly. Um, yeah, man, it was ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. That's why they say you worse than Hitler. Um, that's how everybody felt watching. I don't place money on this. I'm done placing money on these fights. But if you place money on this fight, I know you had Mansour Abdul-Malik in your parlay. Just dude, I think he's gonna win, bro. He's way better fighter. Apparently not, bro. Apparently not. Apparently he just kind of thought that he could just swing rapidly and just kind of touch Stoltzfus on the chin and then he would be out. And then when that doesn't happen, he's like, I don't know how to fight anymore. It's like, whatever, bro. Whatever. Good win for Dustin Stoltzfus. I don't really care who you give him next, man. I don't really care. This was sad, bro. This actually, like, I didn't like watching this. When Barboza came out, he was already crying when he was walking out. I knew that this was not gonna be fun at all. And Esteban Ribovic just beat the brakes off of him. I'm surprised they didn't stop it in round one. But it does say a lot about Ribovic's power that he couldn't put Barboza out. Like, instantly in round one, he was already kind of sidestepping and, like, doing the, like, I don't know, the idle wobble. And it wasn't, this hurt to watch, man. I didn't like watching this. This really kind of bummed me out. Really bummed me out. And then before round two, you see that Barboza has, like, split his shin completely open. And you're like, oh man, they should probably stop this. And then round two, Ribovic lands a really good, I think it was elbow, and it just, Herb Dean finally calls it. It's like you should have called that earlier. But man, this hurt, man. This hurt. Streets will never forget Prime Edson Barboza. Streets will never forget. And for them to just be like, Joe Rogan be like, "Thanks, Edson Barboza. You're awesome, man. It's been an honor to call your fight. Do you have anything to say?" And he was like, I try my hardest every fight." And I was like, bro, man, this hurts. This sucks. Then Joe Rogan pats him on the back. He's like, "See ya, buddy. Bye." No Jelly Roll cameo where, "Thank you, Anthony Smith. You are a real hero. Thank you." No video, no nothing for Edson Barboza, who's fought better competition than Michael Chiesa and Anthony Smith, like, combined. I guess you could say that Anthony Smith did fight John Jones, but that's not here nor there. Barboza fought Khabib. He fought Gaethje. He fought Ferguson. All these guys, and we give him a pat on the back and a see ya, buddy. Thanks for coming. I thought that was disrespectful. Disrespectful. But much love to Edson Barboza, bro. Enjoy retirement, my friend. Much love. Prelims were pretty good. That's why they say you worse than Hitler. That's why they call you the N-word. That's how it felt watching Joel Alvarez do absolutely nothing this entire fight. And they were booing him. They were booing this fight. I don't know why you guys were booing this fight. Chidi and Njokuani fought a perfect fight. Joel Alvarez literally stood there and just kind of smirked at him and was like, ha ha ha, I'm going to win this fight. And stood in perfect striking range for Chidi to just slam low kicks, teeps to the body, just jabs, 1-2s. Perfect fight for Chidi and Njokuani. Won every single round. Joel Alvarez did literally nothing this entire fight. And that drove me crazy. And I was also worried when they were like, he's been training with Islam Makhachev, trying to match Ian Garry's style. And it's like, oh shit, this is the guy who matched Ian Garry's style. Is Islam fucked? Is Islam gonna be fucked? Um, but Chidi fought a perfect fight. And I picked Joel Alvarez because I think this guy is good. But when he goes out there and doesn't put pressure on, doesn't fight, like legitimately doesn't do anything, and look like shit and fought horribly, then I'm not upset that you got absolutely bitch made by Amosov and Chidi absolutely beat the brakes off of you. So, man, fuck you. I didn't put money on this, but I know I picked him. I picked him to win, and he goes out there and he fights like the worst performance I've ever seen in my entire life. Well, actually, there's a performance on here that's worse, but we'll talk about that in a second. But terrible, terrible performance by Joe Alvarez. Chidi and Njokuani did perfect. Fought a perfect fight. Joe Alvarez, you fucking suck, bro. Come on now. Here we go. Here we go. Charles Johnson versus Eduardo Chapelin. First of all, DC, Joe Rogan, all of the commentary this card was horrible. And of course, the second Eduardo comes out and they're like, he trains with DC, and DC's like, yeah, man, he's so good, bro. He's just so good. Yeah, Charles Johnson's got a power advantage, but I don't know, man. Chapelin, he's crazy good, man. It's like, shut the fuck up. Shut up, man. Whole card, they were just the Terror Twins were just talking to each other. Duh, 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 duh. Joe Rogan and DC were just, oh my god, those two were just driving me crazy. Charles Johnson pulls off a miraculous win, and thank you, Charles Johnson, for everything you've done. Round one, Chapelin eye pokes him, and then immediately lands a knee to a grounded opponent within 15 seconds. And thank God Mark Goddard, or Kerry Hatley, I think it was Mark Goddard, took a point away. Thank God. And then John Anik's like, I don't think he should have taken a point away. It's like, he did 2 fouls in the span of 10 seconds. Yeah, you should have taken a point away. That totally makes sense. And I had a 9-9 round one. I thought Chapelin won round one. Round two, oh my God, I saw flashbacks to the Alex Perez fight. Charles Johnson gets hit. He gets caught. And he's jelly-legged. He's spinning his head. And you can hear the finish him above him. You can hear it. And you're like, I'm sitting there going, no, bro, no. Please, Charles Johnson. Lock in, bro. Lock in. He's spinning. He's flying around. He's shooting terrible takedowns. He was shooting bad takedowns this whole fight. And it was bumming me out. And then Chapelin just kind of gassed out. And my eyes started to widen a little bit. And he survives round two. Round three starts. Charles Johnson starts picking him apart. Gets taken down. Reverses the takedown and gets a Scottish twister. Oh man, I was so happy to see that. I was so happy. Thank you, Charles Johnson. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you. Um, thank God. Thank God Charles Johnson won. I'm happy Charles Johnson won. Would he have lost to Jose Ochoa? Yeah, I think probably. We should rebook that fight because that fight will be awesome. Great post-fight speech as well from Charles Johnson. Really enjoyed listening to him. Give respects to Shude Box and just the rest of the community, man. Big ups to Charles Johnson. Awesome fight. Totally deserved the bonus for the Scottish Twister. Awesome stuff. Dante Johnson for Ayers. No, bro, no. My one big underdog pick of the entire card. He gets slimed out so bad. And then the ref gets slimed out too. Fight started and Dante Johnson again. I was like, bro, his legs just are so stiff. And he comes out, he's just swinging like crazy, just throwing left and right, trying to catch Eric McConaughey. And then kind of backs up. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Here we go. This is where the fight's going to turn. Boom! Eric McConaughey goes, all right, he's in the air, hitting the ground, out cold. Just Carlos Prates versus Leon Edwards. He's unconscious. Dante Johnson flies in, lands ground and pound, loads up another shot. Ref's already on his back, and he elbows the ref in the nose as he lands another shot. It was like, oh, man. This is my one underdog pick, and he gets slimed so bad. I think Eric McConaughey's good, man. I think he's good, but Man, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Dante Johnson, bro. That was a good performance. That was a better performance than the Cody Brundage fight. It was a much better performance than Cody Brundage. So great win for Dante Johnson. Eric McConaughey. I'm sorry I picked you, my friend. I'm sorry I picked you. Trayshawn Gore versus Vicente Luque. This was beast mode. Trayshawn Gore, bro. My pick flashed before my eyes. It flashed before my eyes. I picked Vicente Luque round 2 Darce choke. Round 1, I had Trayshawn Gore winning that round. They were both swinging back and forth. No takedowns, but both guys were just kind of swinging. I thought that Trayshawn Gore had the better moment. He hurt Vicente Luque pretty bad at one point and really wobbled him. But at the very end of the round, I thought Vicente Luque looked good. He'd recovered very well and then landed a couple really good strikes at the very end. Um, and I thought that won Trayshawn Gore the round. Then we get into round 2, and oh man, it was good. It was good. Vicente Luque starts looking good. I can't remember if he hurt Trayshawn Gore that led to the Darce choke attempt, and he locked it up, and I was like, oh my god, my pick, my pick. And he burns his arms out, and then Trayshawn Gore gets on top and gets a head and arm choke, an arm triangle, and I thought it was tight. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna need some minute. And Vicente Luque did a really good job of staying calm and getting out of these really tough situations. Round 3, I thought Vicente Luque could have won that round. Lands a really good knee up the middle that shattered Trayshawn Gore's lower jaw, like knocked his teeth out. The ref was holding it in his hand. Herb was holding his hand. Looked like a dog claw. It looked like a looked like dog nails, bro. It was the Tooth Fairy better treat you well, bro. The Tooth Fairy's gonna treat you very well. Knocked out a bunch of his teeth. Trayshawn Gore gets a unanimous decision. Good fight, man. It was better than I thought it was gonna be. Vicente Luque, much love, bro. But Trayshawn Gore, much love as well, bro. Much love. Bro, this is the worst performance of the night. Rafael Tobias comes out there and he's smiling, acting like a crazy guy. He's like, ah, I'm gonna beat Lucas Fernando. And Fernando goes out there and beat the ever living hell out of this guy. He chose his shots so well that Tobias had nothing. The one takedown he had was at the very end of round number 1. Fernando kind of slipped when trying to do some cool shit, which led Tobias to get on top of him. I think that's what they're counting. But then he got right back up. Um, but what ended the fight was a perfect knee up the middle to the body. Hurt Tobias. Boom, he's down. Um, yeah, Lucas Fernando literally beat the brakes off of this guy. So, and he looks fast for light heavyweight. So you can give him anybody light heavyweight. You can give him Dustin Jacoby. You can give him anybody. And I'm looking forward to a great performance by him. Speaking of great performances, Neil Magny, bro. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've done. I knew I should have picked Neil Magny. I knew that the Neil Magny pick was right, bro. I knew it was right. Um, Neil Magny goes out there and cockroach maxes to the absolute pinnacle. Round 1, Ramiz Brahimaj gets the takedown and just holds him against the cage the whole time. Doesn't really do much. Round 2, tries to do it again. Neil Magny reverses the clinch against the cage and just lands some strikes through the guard and kind of just around his head. And they stopped the fight, bro. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've done. So thank you, Neil Magny. Thank you so much. Thank God you won. But I gotta talk about. I don't even want to talk about this, bro. Goodbye, goodbye, Cruel World. Goodbye, Instagram. Goodbye, Cruel World. Maktabek Orolbai gets fluked. I don't want to hear fraud checked.
Bro, he looked like shit, bro.
Did he fight very well? Not really. He was kind of getting pieced up on the feet. Um, and then shot a really shoddy takedown in round 3, which led to Jeremiah Wells locking up this front choke that just put him out immediately. Um, and this ruined my day. If Ian Garry would have won, and this happened, which it did happen, but it was a whatever. I don't think I'd be making this video. I think they would be like that Key and Peele sketch. All right, I'm gonna hang up now. Goodbye. I don't want to leave anything. Oh, and I'm hanging from the ceiling. This is how it feels when your favorite contender, your favorite guy, just kind of gets fluked, and it's like, he's got to fucking start over, and it sucks because everybody, including me, was saying this is such a layup fight for him after what he did to Chris Curtis. Like, I don't understand like why we're giving him this and why we're putting him in the first really prelim, and then he gets fluked, and now he's got to start this whole thing all over again and earn his way back to the top and earn his way back to a ranked opponent after he's already beat Uros Medic and beat a lot of these guys who are getting these bigger and better fights. It's like, why do we have to punish him for that? So that sucks, bro. That absolutely sucks. And I'm really bummed about this because I love Miktabek Orolbai, and I don't like seeing him lose. It really bums me out. Um, Especially not lose to a fluke. And I was very upset about this, and I still am very upset about this. So, um, don't call me. Don't come by my house. We're done. We're done. But we did terrible on picks. I picked Miktabek Orba. I picked Neil Magny. Picked Lucas Fernando. I picked Luque. I picked Makhachev. I picked Charles Johnson. I picked Joel Alvarez. I picked Ribovic. I picked Abdul Malik. I picked Jalen Turner. I picked Dern. I picked Makhachev. So we did all right. Not great. Um, Overall, it was a pretty good card. I had a good time watching it, except for the main and co-main event, but that's all right. And the first early prelim, that was bullshit. Um, but yeah, um, yeah, man, whatever, dude. Uh, Thanks for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, all three of you. See you. Bye.